Druids of the Flame, new animal forms, some of the best armor and weapons that Blizzard has ever made. A lot has been data mined so far from patch 10.2, and we are here today to check out just some of it. This is quite possibly going to be World of Warcraft's best patch from an artistic perspective, and you are about to see why. But before we dive into all the amazing new stuff, however, we do of course have to thank this channel's sponsor, Zygor, real fast. If you are somebody in need of leveling, endgame mount, or pet collecting guides, gold farming for both classic as well as Dragonflight, it don't matter. Zygor is World of Warcraft's ultimate add-on, and it is linked down below in the description. Check it out after this video is over because it will be perfect for getting you through patch 10.2. So now, let's fall asleep, go to the Emerald Dream. That's right, fellas. To start off a video about a patch that's all about Druidism, right? What better way to start than with the new Druid Forms coming in the next patch? Here we go. Number 1, multiple owl forms are now available for Druids, ranging from blues to browns. There's even a sort of slight Emerald Nightmare vibe going on with this one owl option. These look awesome. You get this big poofy looking neck, the wingtips are colored. You guys gotta understand something. The owl is my favorite animal, okay? So I love the idea that Druids can finally turn into like these very HD looking owls. What can I say? The fact that the owls have antlers too is very cool. You truly look like some sort of old wisdom sitting in the forest when you're shaped into this thing. At least I think so. But if you think the owl form looks cool, just wait, because we're just getting started. Number 2, the Dream Talon Raptor. It's a cat. It's a raptor, okay? It's a cat raptor. So if you like cats and Jurassic Park, this is your kind of form. But if you're a dog person and you're not a fan of Jeff Goldblum's hairy chest, you might not enjoy this form so much as a druid. The ears are long like night elves. They've got giant claws for hands. Some really cool design and color choices in here too. The green and the red one especially looks awesome. It's like a jungle saber raptor or something. If I was a druid leveling up in Stranglethorn Vale, you better believe that's the form I'm choosing to level up in. Number 3, the Dream Stag Travel Form. The stag, a symbol of leadership, ancient wisdom, and standing awkwardly in the street instead of getting out of the way of oncoming traffic. Blizzard captured this vibe perfectly. Look at this thing with its majestic body and blind-looking eyes. The antlers are a little small though, I admit, but the glowing runestone floating in between them is pretty cool. It almost looks like a hearthstone. We also get quite a few skin colorations here too, but my favorite is the autumn-looking deer. You can have like an animal form for every season in this patch. That's awesome. Number 4, the Whiskerfish Underwater form. So we don't really know if this is actually going to be a druid form, but it probably is. The point is, do you hate being a nasty ass looking seal or a stupid ass looking whale? Have you ever wanted to be a goldfish? Well, now's your chance, fellow druids. This thing looks like a pissed off Jinyu, those big old fish guys from Mists of Pandaria. Very beautiful though, let me tell you. We need more aquatic forms for druids. Dolphin? I wonder what this like stream effect is meant to be beneath it. However, you can see it in the screenshots. Maybe it's supposed to be like behind the fish, like a trail of water it's leaving behind from how fast it's swimming. I don't know. Number 5, the Dream Saber Cat form. Druids love turning into cats, so whenever a new cat form gets dropped, people lose their minds, and you are about to lose yours. This new form looks straight out of the Emerald Dream, fellas. It ain't just a cat. It even has this branch-like vinish armor around it. No normal looking colors here though, I'm afraid. If you're looking for a normal ass looking cat, you ain't gonna find it. You're gonna get rich blues, purples, this orange colored cat. You get really fluffy tails too, as you can see. That's always nice. Number 6, the Umberclaw Owlbear form. Did you guys just watch the new Dungeons & Dragons movie, perhaps? Maybe you've been playing some Baldur's Gate 3? I know you guys are in the comments section. Well, clearly our friends at Blizzard have been playing a lot of D&D recently and have been influenced because it's an owlbear, everybody. It looks straight. It's a damn owlbear from D&D, and it looks absolutely beautiful. You got this big-ass crest-like ears, or whatever the heck those things are, large glowing eyes, claws. This druid form looks great. It's a little cute, but that's okay. Isn't that what an owlbear's supposed to be? Cute, but deadly. It's cool too, because wait till you see the Moonkin forms coming up for druids. I mean, you're gonna see, it's gonna blow your mind. Number 7, the Rune Bear Bear form. You guys remember the ability Bark Skin as a druid? Well, what if we added bark to a giant bear monster. That was Blizzard's logic with this form. It's a bear with these big ass forearms, this flowing mane covered in bark and vines, flowers. Whenever I used bark skin on my druid back in the day when I was leveling him up, I always imagined this kind of look for my character whenever he used the ability, so it's cool to see it come to life. Now, for me personally, I don't know what I think about the glowing mane. All right, it looks cool, especially the red version of this form, but I kind of wish there was a version where the mane looked a little normal. But then again, it is a giant rock monster, so how normal can it look? You know what I mean? Number 8, the Bristlebruin bear form. It's a bear form covered in flowers and acorns. You even got this Arctic looking version that's kind of white or kind of like a frosty blue, as well as these shades of brown. When it comes to this form, I really love the red eyes that these things got going on here. These guys look awesome. I like the acorns too. It's nice, okay? But it definitely ain't no Pooh Bear, all right? I have never been a big fan of, like, you know, that default classic WoW bear look and how they've done the bear over the years, but these new bear forms are looking great. Number 9, new Moonkin models. So every druid here, as soon as they put out that damn glyph where you didn't have to be a Moonkin, probably picked up that glyph, you know, like the whole like star, like ethereal body thing. Well, now check out these new Moonkin models. They have been data mined and they are incredible. There's 3 of them, and my immediate first impressions of them when you're looking at them right now, I love how they all look different to one another. You've got this green one with this beautiful floating moon between its antlers. You got the green leaves, glowing runes on the wings. I love this one. The blue has these larger, more wide antlers with little snow particles falling around it with frosty runes on the wings. Dude, winter's coming up, man. It's a perfect Moonkin form for it. Then there's this more base-looking Moonkin, all right? You got these huge curved antlers with this glowing rune necklace, sporting runes that match the Moonkin's eyes. Got like a yellow vibe going on here. It's really neat. These 3 Moonkin forms look incredible, okay? In my opinion, all right, what do you guys think? You can leave a comment down below saying that I'm insane, but I think they look great. But here's the thing, dear viewer, there's actually another Moonkin model to talk about coming in patch 10.2. And that leads me to talking about one thing that everybody is super excited about the next section of this video, the Druids of the Flame. We got teased with this sort of stuff with the last patch, and that's right, everybody, Druids of the Flame, they're finally coming to World of Warcraft, which according to Assistant Director Morgan Day and Senior Game Designer Patrick Scarborough, the following customizations, they're going to be available from the new raid that's coming in 10.2. If you want to check out the new raid, you know, go check out that section of the video. Again, it's all linked down below in the description, all the chapters. But let's take a look at what we've gotten to see so far of the Druids of the Flame. Check this out. Number 1, we have the Night Elf Fire skin. We actually talked about this skin in previous videos when we were talking about patch 10.1.7. These are the guys who tried to burn down the world tree alongside Ragnaros. Spandrel Staghelm was their leader. He didn't like Tyrande Whisperwind, going all the way back to Classic WoW. There's a whole lore story behind it. You guys probably remember it. This skin is apparently going to become available, though, which is awesome for any of you guys wanting to play as an evil Night Elf Druid. I can hear the role players rejoicing. But check this out. Number 2, Fiery Moonkins. Did you like the 3 Moonkin models from earlier? Check this out. This is the Fire Moonkin, dude. You're covered in like a ton of fire antlers, flaming wings, and what looks like these, you know, these beads around their neck having these marks of flame all over them. This form looks badass. Goodness gracious. But you know, this form, come here, viewer, closer. Closer. Too close. Okay, right there. This form looks absolutely badass. But wait till you see what's next. Number 3, the Fire Cat. The Fire Cat model has actually been in World of Warcraft since Cataclysm. But with this patch, the model is getting a massive upgrade. From this, right, to this. Look at this thing, dude. This new HD cat still has that big fiery mane. It's got the branded tattoos on its arms. I really like the outline that it's got going on around the feet too. It's almost like the feet are so freaking hot that they've got this glowing hot outline to them. I think they look great. We're talking a lot about druids in this section of the video. What do you guys think? I told you at the beginning of this video, if you didn't want to play a druid with, 10.2, if you've never had an interest in druids, you probably want to play as one now, right? Well, this stuff's great. Number 4, the fire bear. All right, so we haven't gotten to see the fire bear form yet. We're still on the lookout for it, so we'll see. Okay, so I think that we've given druids enough love, wouldn't you say? Now let's talk about weapons and gear, shall we? The stuff that you're going to be able to get in the next patch. Believe me, there is a lot going on with this section, from legendary weapons to being able to even dress as famous lore characters. Dude, here we go. Weapons and armor, let's dive in. To start things off, we're talking about the legendary Firaloth Axe. The weapon is specifically for paladins, death knights, and warriors. It's a two-handed axe. So druids, I'm sorry, but you guys aren't the only ones getting love in this patch, okay? You can't hog all the cool stuff. This axe, just looking at it, it reminds me so much of Shadowmourne from Wrath of the Lich King at first glance. Am I the only one that thinks that? It almost looks like a recolor of Shadowmourne, but damn, it still looks great. It's a fire version of it. Now, we don't know at this time exactly how to get this weapon yet, but it will definitely involve going into the raid to stop Farok and this fiery madness he's got going on since absorbing all the shadow flame. We'll figure it out. It really seems like all the major rewards for this patch are fire related. Fire forms for the druids, a fire legendary. It's great. What's not to love, man? Fire mages rejoice, okay? It's like your aesthetic. I don't know. I'm very curious to see what this axe can do. What's going to be, that special thing that makes it unique as a weapon? I love legendaries and their effects, so I'm really excited for the data mining to continue for this thing. Outdoor weapons. So these are the weapons that you can get while questing around out in the open world, open dream, I guess. Feel free to pause the video at any point during this section of the video because there's a lot that's going to be shown off here. Here we go. First, we have these one-handed axes. They're beautiful. They're clearly made of wood with these magical accents in the center. Some leaves even growing on these things. The bows. Dude, look at these bows, man. They look incredible. This is something that a druid would 100% use if a druid could shoot arrows. I especially love the fire version. It reminds me so much of the Emerald Nightmare. I love the bows, man. Warglaives, do not worry, demon hunters, you guys are not forgotten, but the problem is these things look okay. They're kind of hit or miss, perhaps. What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comment section below. They kind of look like a piece of wall decor that you'd put in a hallway or above a door. Well, that's just my opinion. Daggers. Now, these things are kind of hit or miss as well. I do like how simple they look. Like little wooden weapons imbued with magic. The little leaves are a nice touch especially, but I don't know, hit or miss, I suppose. One-handed maces. Now these things, damn. You got this carved stone look with wood growing around it with a magical enchantment in the center to really make it special. Mwah, beautiful. You've also got this other one-handed mace model that kind of looks like a small staff. Blizzard went all out with these things. They have this crown of leaves at the top. The glowing magic coming off the wood looks gorgeous. I especially love the winter-themed one. You could really be like a winter druid in this expansion. How cool is that? Now, the offhands look like pine cones, or at least that's what they're modeled after. Almost looks like a mace, though, doesn't it? Pole arms definitely get some love in this patch. These weapons look like something out of Warlords of Draenor. I mean, look at these things. Again, you got the stone look going on, the coiled wood around it, some slight leaves to really sell the Emerald Dream vibe. I really like how primitive these things look. Now, new shields are always fun to see, and this patch gives us some new models. A lot more refined looking stone with this one in particular, bigger roots growing out of the stone, magical pulsing core. I admit this isn't really my favorite looking shield, but it's still pretty nonetheless. Now staves, whatever, I gotta be honest. I think these look cool, but the one-handed maces that looked like a mini staff, those kind of looked better. I mean, if I put these two things side by side, what do you think would look cooler as a staff? Am I the only one that thinks the damn mace looks better as a staff? I do like the flower growing in the center of these staves though, just, letting out that glow. That's really cool. One-handed swords looking like they were forged in Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. So look at that design going on the blade itself. I love it. The hilt, the pommel, they're awesome to look at as well. Everything in this patch looks so gorgeous, dude. The two-handed swords, however, unfortunately don't get that fancy blade design look look. Instead, it's really just a large rock, lots of roots coiled around it, a really kind of intense magical glow just above the handle. Not my favorite look for a sword, but you know, I think the one-handed swords look better, at least in my opinion. But now look at these wands. Look at the damn wands. They got butterflies on them. It's a butterfly, dude. None of the other weapons have a damn butterfly on it. This one's unique. Talk about a brave-ass butterfly, too, to not fly away when you're in the heat of battle, but all right. Let's move on to the next section, raid weapons. Okay, so you conquered the Emerald Dream, but what about that new raid? That's where the real magic is. And I know what you're thinking, it's just gonna be more leaves and flowers and hippie garbage, which I love, by the way. But surprisingly, no. You would be surprised, and you're about to see what I mean. First up, we have these one-handed axes with this very beautiful metallic look to them with a hint of magic near the blade's edge. The fire one is really cool. It's my favorite one. It reminds me of Varian's sword from Legion. Next up is the bow, which I admit, these bows are not as pretty as the outdoors version, but still they do look pretty awesome. They're really selling the magic of the dream with this thing. Guns. Who doesn't love the idea of shooting your worst nightmare? Well, in patch 10.2, you get these very sleek looking metal guns, kind of borderline futuristic looking, I think, but maybe that's just me. Glaives. Okay, Demon Hunters. The outdoor glaives might have looked like a piece of decoration you put over a door in your outdoor cabin, but these glaives are completely different. These things look incredible, especially the blue version. Oh my goodness. It reminds me of the Nexus from Northrend. At least I think so. Fist weapons, dude. Now, these things are terrifying. They're like wooden bear claws on steroids. Massive, flaming, a little bit of that leaf action going on again, too. They're nice. Daggers. So I admit these daggers look a little meh, very simple looking, not as creative as the outdoor ones, but they're okay, I guess. There's also this second kind of dagger that you can get with this kind of curved hook look. And that's okay, I guess. You know, I like it. Now, one-handed maces, they're looking like a torch of some sort. You got these 3 big blades with a burning orb in the center. Now, I certainly wouldn't want to get hit with one of these things. I think they look cool, but what do you guys think? Now let's talk about the two-handed maces. I definitely don't want to get hit with one of these, okay? These things look insane. They genuinely look intimidating. Anybody who uses these is going to look like a badass in this patch. For the offhands, though, we get a little bit, more calm. We get kind of like an incense holder looking thing. Simple handheld metal container, magical incense drifting out. I like that. Pole arms. My friends, you're getting scythes. If you're somebody wanting to do some sort of necromancer kind of look, here it is. The blue version in particular looks like something a frost mage would be using, though. I have to say it. Shame they can't use pole arms, but oh well. Now the shields, they're okay. They're kind of simple. Love the design, but again, kind of a step down compared to the outdoor world shield. At least I think so. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, all this is just my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comment section. The flame version looks the best though. Just saying. There's an alternative shield model though that has this sort of magical barrier look. Now these look cool. I want to see one of these things animated and in motion because so far these things look badass. Next, we have 3 different staff models. First of all, we have this kind of trident appearing staff with magical ends at the points. Not really sure what I personally think about these things. I'd have to see them animated. The second version is more simple, only sporting 2 spikes at the top with a glowing core. And it looks very nice. But the third one, okay, someone had to either have messed up in the design or in labeling these things. This is the third staff version. That ain't no staff, okay? That's a battle axe. That is a 2-handed battle axe. And if that ain't a battle axe, that's a very unique looking staff model. I'm just gonna say that. Now swords, man, dude, if you're a sword user, they're beautiful in this raid. The one-handed version looks absolutely chad with the magical core lighting up the blade. You even have this large hook version of the one-handed sword too, which looks just as awesome, maybe even more so. And the 2-handed sword version, dude, these things look like they could light up a kid's birthday party. Look how colorful these things are. Goodness gracious, Blizzard, they went all out with this patch. We haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet either. If you think all this like outdoor stuff, weapons and whatnot's cool, you just freaking wait. We're just getting started. All right, so we just kind of burned through that real fast. That was a lot of weapons, guys. Let's talk about some armor, my favorite thing in the game, right? I'm just gonna say something right now. I am absolutely blown away by what you're about to see. I don't think that Blizzard has done this well with armor in a long time, and you are about to see what I mean. Outdoor sets. So to start, coming right off from the weapons, let's begin with the outdoor sets. This is not the tier gear for the record, not the stuff from the raid. This is the stuff that you're gonna get from doing things out in the Emerald Dream open world itself. So like with the weapons, feel free to pause the video at any point as we go over each category, because I'm gonna kind of go through them kind of quick. So to start things off, we have the cloth outdoor armor set. Look at this set. This looks like a raid set or a PvP set, but it's not. The green, the leaves, the flowers. This set also has different seasons. This is incredible work. We're almost to Halloween too, one of my favorite holidays. So that autumn set, damn. Now let's check out the leather set. Like with the cloth, this is gorgeous. It almost looks like something you would see an old shaman who lives in the forest wearing, or like the kind of gear that some primordial forest deity might be wearing. There's also this little homage to Malfurion too, I feel, with the wrists. You know, it's got like wings, like, that's so cool. This is the male gear. You see what I'm talking about? These sets look incredible, and they just keep getting better. Look at the bear claws on the shoulders, the skull-like antlered helmet. I'm blown away. I especially love the raven skull on the belt. It's all, like, it just looks so good. Also, look at how wicked the fire and purple version of this thing is. It's creepy. And then we have the plate gear, which I admit, this is the weakest of the sets. It still looks good, but I think the reason why it's kind of weak is because the set is so top heavy and the boots are kind of small. What do you guys think? You got this stone bear look going on with the set though. Even the belt kind of looks like a bear claw. I'm imagining this set with one of those stone two-handed weapons we talked about earlier, those two-handed swords. You're gonna look like a badass. Raids and PvP sets. This is something that I'm sure that you've all been waiting for after seeing the outdoor sets. Yeah, they look awesome, but surely the tier gear is gonna look even better. And I admit, in some cases, yes. In other cases, maybe not so much. You'll see what I'm talking about. I will say though, the last few, they're gonna blow your mind. Let's just dive in and get started. And yes, I did change my shirt to the green version. Yeah. So let's begin with what I think is the weakest set, but still a very good one, and that is the Warrior. This set I think looks really cool, but I just can't help but think that you kind of look like a Gundam. Maybe that's just me though. I like the tubes in the shoulder pads, how the top has this sort of glow to it with the sparks. You kind of look like a tank in this set, and I like that, like an actual battle tank, and that's cool. Next, I'm gonna just say I'm not a big Evoker player. I don't really enjoy the Evoker aesthetics, but this set, it does look kind of neat. It's rather tame though, don't you think? It's not very flashy or in your face, but then again, you know, Evokers spend most of their time in their dragon form, so yeah. What do y'all think of these? I think the normal mode version with the gold and the reds, now that looks really good. That one's the best, at least I think so. Rogues though. Rogues, you guys are always getting interesting looking tier gear, and this is no different in 10.2. You guys are gonna look like immortals straight from the movie 300 with these skeletal-like masks. Lots of spikes too. Orcs, you're gonna love this set. And the potion vials on the belt. Now that's where it's at. Green version is definitely the best, hands down, right? Right. Next up, we have the Hunter set. If you're somebody like me who went to the Dragon Isles just to kill dragons and claim their skulls, which was the whole inspiration, you know, behind this shirt, if that was you, this is your set. You look like a dang dragon hunter in this outfit. Just look at the shoulder pads, actual dragon heads breathing out magic. I love it. Now, the only weak part of this set that you're looking at right now, at least I think so, is the helmet. But other than that, this outfit looks great. Paladins, man, this set for paladins, it might be kind of hit or miss for some people, but I think we can all agree that the glowing swords on those shoulder pads look really cool, especially with how long they are. And the cape too. This whole set looks like something a royal guard of a fantasy kingdom would wear. I do admit it does seem kind of warrior-ish, maybe, and the crown on the head is an interesting design choice, but it still looks pretty cool. I think paladins are going to be happy with it. Shamans. I just want to say something. I love shamans. Since playing Warcraft 3, dude, I love the vibe of these ancestral worshiping guys, the ghost wolves, and this frickin' set captures that all perfectly. You quite literally have ghost wolves for shoulder pads as a shaman in patch 10.2, and I couldn't be happier with that. This set looks so neat that I'm almost tempted to reroll shaman in Dragonflight, but we haven't even seen anything yet. It's only going to get better from here. These are the weakest sets. Let's keep going. Let's just move on to the best spell casting class in the game, the Mage. Mages have this total traditional fantasy vibe going on with this patch. Floating discs on the shoulder pads, this big giant wizard hat. Unfortunately, some people, because they just kind of got to find an issue in everything, they're crapping on Blizzard for this outfit because the PvP set looks kind of white and you got like the big giant wizard hat, which has a point. So they're crying out racism on Blizzard's part. Personally, I think that's a load of nonsense. I see Gandalf when I look at this outfit. I think it looks cool. It's a wizard hat. What can I say? You look like a wizard. Demon Hunters now. Let me just say this. This is the most unique set in World of Warcraft that Blizzard has ever made. Look at it. Do you notice something about it? Yeah. With this set, you lose your head. It's being replaced with a giant floating demonic skull. How freaking cool is that? Imagine this headpiece transmogged with like a peasant outfit. I can only imagine what people are gonna do with transmogging this like headpiece, but even in its base form, this set looks absolutely fantastic. And now let's talk about Druids. Let's kind of tune down the energy a little bit. I admit, personally, I really don't like this set for Druids. It's okay, and I do really like the crows or the ravens on the shoulders and stuff, but it kind of looks like a mage set. Something like a mage would get out of a remastered Karazhan raid. Am I the only one that thinks that? I do like the glows on the feathers though, that's cool, but those outdoor sets are going to look way better for Druid players. But that's just my opinion. I used to roleplay a Druid years ago in World of Warcraft, so just my opinion. What do you guys think? Next up, we have Monks. This set looks, I don't know how this set looks. I don't play Monks. I don't really enjoy their play style, kind of like Evokers, and I most certainly don't think this is their best looking tier set. The crane on the shoulder pads do look kind of neat, but I don't know, maybe, you know, you Monk players watching this right now are drooling at the mouth at the sight of this. Just seems kind of weak compared to what you guys have gotten from previous tier sets. At least that's what I think. Now this is the Priest set. Giant angels on the shoulder pads, a big faded out hood to make you look like Tyrael from Diablo. The shoulders glow this golden light. There's this like shadowy crest on the hood that glows void-like purple. This set looks awesome. And those shoulder pads are huge too. Goodness gracious. Imagine a Shadow Priest with a set like this. They're going to look great. And now let's talk about Warlocks. Speaking of Diablo, Blizzard clearly is still in that Diablo mindset. At least they were when they were making this set. One word. Spikes. Okay, two words. Magic spikes. Just look at this set, dude, especially the green PvP set version. This is incredible. Like with that shaman over there, I kind of want to level up a warlock now. Now I won't because I don't want Mookluk to know that I think the warlock is kind of cool, but still. Luckily though for all of us, the best tier set in 10.2 is not the warlock, however, it's what you're about to see next. Real fast though, guys, if you are enjoying this video, just want to say, can you please take a second just to hit the like button? It does help with the algorithm nonsense. So anyway, let's go back to the sets. Check this out. It's the Death Knight. I gotta say, this is the best looking set in the game. This is the best set that Blizzard has ever made. At least I think so. It looks straight out of Diablo 4. Let me tell you what. Just look at the outfit, dude. You got spikes, you got bones, you got mummy wraps, you got a skull for a face. What the heck was Blizzard thinking? Since when are tier sets this cool looking? I don't even know. Let's talk about heroic armor. This section is called heroic armor because honestly, I didn't know what the heck else to call it. Blizzard has decided for some reason to make it so that we can actually look like the lore characters of Varian and Sylvanas in this patch. And two other very special sets as well that I'm throwing in here. Yeah, you heard me right. Varian's gear though is a little bit different. It's not what you're expecting. It's more so leaning into his Logosh days from the comics and such. You'll see what I'm talking about. We'll start with him first. If you're a fan of Conan the Barbarian, this is your set. Seriously, the giant fur shoulder pad, the lion's head belt. This is a warrior's armor set, 100%. You even get this kind of dinky looking headpiece. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to disable the visibility of that thing, but it looks cool nonetheless. It fits. No cape though with this set. It's a little bit odd. And now check this out, Sylvanas armor. If you've ever wanted to own Sylvanas's underwear, guys, now you can. The screenshots that you're seeing now, it's the armor on a human model, which looks a little kind of weird, but throw this armor on an elf and it looks fantastic. I really want to see this gear on a Forsaken though, okay? That's where it's really going to shine, I think. I think it'll probably look even better than the Forsaken Heritage armor. armor, possibly. Now we're gonna move on to two very special sets. To start, we have a homage set to someone you probably weren't expecting, Mal'Ganis, or rather all Dreadlords. Yes, in patch 10.2, there's going to be a Dreadlord outfit that you can get. Just check this out. Giant demon horns, spiky armor, fel crystals. I don't know what the heck is going on in the Emerald Dream to warrant a Dreadlord set, but it's pretty cool. Lastly, though, our second strange, unique set, it's called the Tanaris Wasteland set. Now, we don't know what is the story with this set yet, but it looks like something a goblin or a gnome might wear, or maybe someone that just really loves engineering. I don't know. City guard gear. I don't know if anybody here plays a night elf or a blood elf, but clearly there must be a lot of you guys. And many of you apparently really want to look like a Darnassian or Silver Moon guard. Because in the next patch, Blizzard is making it so that you can have your very own Darnassus or Silver Moon guard gear. Now, it's only shoulder pads, cloak, and tabard so far, but just look at these things. Let's start with the Night Elves. First of all, you got this Night Elf set, sporting that typical purple and silver color scheme, a little bit of gold accent thrown in. The cloak especially looks great with the moon and the tree. It all looks fantastic. But the Blood Elf, though, okay? If you're a Blood Elf player, you get ready. There's a lot of people out there who are going to use this set on their Blood Elf mage to look more like Kel'Thas Sunstrider. This set looks awesome, dude. Shame there's no pants, at least not yet. But what we have so far, it tickles my inner role player, dude. I even like the helmet, that little gold headpiece with the jewels. Blizzard is going all out with this patch in terms of gear. And that's it so far. That's our preview of the armor coming out in patch 10.2. Gotta give a quick plug, man. Speaking of gear, dude, the blood Nixxiom shirt over on the store. Guys, check it out. Link down below in the description, or I'll put a little thing up here that you can check it out if you want. Let's move on to what's next. New mounts and pets. If you're a collector, guys, this is going to be your favorite section of the video. Mounts and pets, everybody. In this section, we're going to go over everything from updated models that have that old school Warcraft vibe to PvP mount rewards to some of the best looking pets in the game. Let's get started with new mounts. So this patch is bringing with it some very badass and some very odd looking mounts. You'll see what I mean. Let's start with the badass ones and then we'll work our way to the oddities. First of all, we have the Verdant Armoredon or Armoredon or something, which is a keystone reward in the next patch. It kind of looks like a giant Ankylosaurus combined with like a Komodo dragon or something. Either way, it looks really cool. I especially love the saddle since it has this little moon crystal at the top. It really gives off that, you know, this is a creature from the Emerald Dream kind of vibe. The next is a new Druid form, the Owl form that we covered earlier in the video, but this time it's a fire version of the Owl form. And just look at this guy. He is a reward for mythic raiding, and rightly so. The flaming crest, the burning wings. If you're a Druid player watching this, you gotta try to get this thing. Third on this list, we have two variations of the Farak as a dragon mount. The first is a more Shadow Flame looking version of the villain, looking all warped purple and nightmarish, whereas the first version, which you can see here, he's more of a normal looking fire dragon guy. Regardless, these will immediately become two of the coolest looking dragon mounts in the game, guaranteed once 10.2 drops. We also have this fairy dragon mount. It's a fairy dragon, it's just a lot bigger, fully grown, and it's perfect if you've been a fan of these guys since the early days of Warcraft. I can already hear all the Night Elf players just drooling at the mouth at the sight of this thing. Up next, we have the Saber-Tooth Raptor mount. It's the Saber-Tooth Raptor cat monster we covered earlier in the video, but this is the mount version. It is a large, leafy beast with a wooden saddle that adorns its back. This thing is definitely going to turn heads. If you think this is cool, though, wait till you see what's at the end of this section. The Saber Model 2 that we covered earlier is also getting a mount version of itself. Unlike the Druid form mentioned earlier, though, this one has a head covering, and the bark that adorned it like armor has become a saddle, and that's really neat. The stag form too is also going to become a mount. It also gets a helmet, and like the cat, the saddle and the matching ankle guards, I think they're a great touch. I also like the different colorations too. Now this bad boy is the Vicious Moon Beast. This is the Alliance version of the PvP mount coming with this new patch. It's an owl bear, complete with a torch on its back to guide you to victory. And don't worry, Horde, you guys get your own version of this owl bear mount, which you can see right now on your screen. We're also getting some scarab mounts added in 10.2. They're like these giant beetles that look very regal with their saddles and armor. It all looks really fancy. You could imagine like some sort of Egyptian pharaoh or like Egyptian deity riding one of these things. Like, at least that's the vibe that I get. We also have this beautiful green dragon coming as a reward for gladiators in the new season of 10.2 PvP. Kind of reminds me of Mists of Pandaria, and that is not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. I like how unique this dragon looks compared to the other dragons of the game. I really can't wait to see the animations on this thing, though. But now let's talk about what I consider saving the best for last, okay? Who here likes motorcycles, right? Motorcycles. Now, what the heck do motorcycles have to do with the Emerald Dream? I ain't got a clue. But we're getting more motorcycles added to the game. These bikes, though, they're on fire. Like, literally. One's even covered in fellfire, which looks amazing. You guys know Chris Metzen came back to Blizzard recently, right? Okay, I guarantee he had a hand in this. Just like how he oversaw Azeroth choppers back in the day, if you guys remember that series. Chris Metzen had a hand in the creation of these motorcycles. If he didn't, I'm going to be shocked. Now let's talk about pets. We have quite a few pets to show off now, so let's just dive in and go through them. Note that not every critter you're about to see, well, we don't know if they're all going to be collectible. Some might just be like little outdoor animals that we'll see in the open world. I guess we're going to have to find out once we get into the Emerald Dream, but let's check out these little guys, and of course, I've saved the best one for last. First of all, we have a magic duckling, and it has a flower on its head or something. This little guy even has for himself a small wizard staff with a blue crystal at the top. It's like a little duck Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Like, looks great. We also have a few different variations of a small deer with leaves in its fur coming in patch 10.2. Kind of looks like Bambi. He's even got that like traumatized look in his eyes. Like he just saw his mother getting killed by the hunter. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it if you don't know what I'm talking about. How about this pine cone rat or mouse? I don't know. Either way, this little guy's adorable. I can already see a night elf druid running around with one of these little guys. Again, pause the video if I'm ever going through this kind of quick. That way you can check these guys out in more detail. Next, we have the return, yet again, of that raptor cat that keeps popping up in this video, only this time in mini form. If you thought the big version was adorable, just look at this one. My only complaint is, dude, this guy's got those traumatized eyes as well, like Bambi. What's up with these pets? Like, what are they seeing that's scaring them so much? Now, this one's going to be really cool for all you old school Warcraft fans out there. We've got ourselves an updated HD fairy dragon coming in this patch. Now, I don't know if these things are going to be collectible, but damn, I sure hope they are. Being a night elf with one of these things would fit so well, especially if you have that big mount for it too. Next up, we've got a skunk. But it's an HD skunk, okay? There's already a skunk pet in the game, but now we're getting these HD versions of the damn thing. If your gaming chair in your gaming room smells like absolute galactic ass, this is the pet for you. But maybe you want something a little less smelly. I understand. And that's where this thing comes in. It's a raccoon, I think, but with antlers or something. And that makes it look even better. It even has these little wooden shoulder guards or something. All these intelligent critters like wearing clothes in the Emerald Dream. Like, I love it. But last but not least, you remember that owlbear mount from earlier? Well, it's the owlbear, but in mini form. It's tiny, but terribly ferocious. Just look at those big ol' eyes, dude. Nobody is gonna wanna kill you in PvP with this thing at your side, since they're not gonna wanna be making your pet all sad and stuff. I love this pet. Can't wait to get it. Again, I said it at the beginning of this section, if you're a collector, new mounts, new pets coming to the game, there's a lot to look forward to. I'm excited, you're excited. You know, guys, I'm gonna be honest, we could actually keep going. We have not even talked about the raid yet, the dream portals. More and more gear has been data mined as we were editing this video. If you want to see more, leave a comment down below. And if you think that you really know World of Warcraft and you want to test your knowledge, then you need to watch 100 things you didn't know about World of Warcraft on your screen right now. I will see you guys with the next video or in patch 10.2. Stay cool, everybody, and do not fall into the Emerald Nightmare.